Hey everyone, welcome to Rev Trev NFL. I don't even know my own name. Hope you're having a great, fantastic day off on this Monday. We are right around the corner. The NFL season begins this Thursday. Eagles at home versus the Dallas Cowboys. I'm predicting a blowout, everyone. Maybe I'll be shocked, and maybe I'll do a video this week called Upset Central, because if the Cowboys win on this Thursday, maybe anyone can win this week one. There's so much going on. There's literally so much going on, and I'm excited to share it with you. But today we're going to be talking about the top NFC teams, and I'm just so excited that football's back. I'm excited that you're here. I made a post and posted around, and I knew it was going to get some feedback for sure. But I want to take a moment just to explain why I picked who I picked. And I also want to allow you to post your predictions. Who do you think that is going to be the top 5 teams in the NFC this season? I think the NFC, first of all, we got to admit, we're the best conference. The Eagles won last year. Our conference was better than the AFC. Let's just be honest about that. I'm not really planning on doing an AFC top 5, but maybe I should. Maybe I should be fair. But I would have to do a lot more thinking about it to do that. But top 5 best teams, in my opinion, in the NFC would consist of a number of teams. And I want to just quickly, it's hard to make a list like this, and I understand that people are going to be critical. I have no problem with that, other than the fact that, like, some people are so brutal. So brutal. It's like, why don't you start your own YouTube channel? Why don't you do some predictions? Because it's easy to criticize, but make some bold predictions. And I felt like this was pretty bold to start. And I'll tell you why. Okay, there's a number of reasons. Everyone wants to be that new kid, new person that, like, I'm predicting something crazy. Like the Panthers are going to be the number 1 team in the NFC North. Like, no, they're not. No, they're not. You know, what are they going to build on? Bears fans are hilarious because they were 5-12 last year and believe they're going to win the division. Are you kidding me? Literally last year, they were posting these things after the season. We were all making fun of them. You know, we did all these things, right? Like this is what they posted. I wasn't even posting it. My favorite one last year was probably this one. And then they beat us in Lambeau, but in a nothing meaningless game, we were preparing for the playoffs. They were playing for their lives, you know? But this moment was pretty cool. Okay. So let's just dive into my predictions. If I get a chance to bash the Bears, I'll bash the Bears. Before I do that, reminder, I'm a part on Wednesday nights. I've been one of the featured Packers fans for the Freezin' 4 football podcast, Wednesday nights, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Join us. We also have our own merch. Check out the store if you would like one of these. That green and golden one's my favorite, but they're available now. So let me know. Okay, we're gonna dive into this. So this is my top 5 NFC teams. Okay, number 1 for me is quite obvious. I don't know how you can't have the Philadelphia Eagles on the top. They are the reigning champs. They went and absolutely smoked the favored Kansas City Chiefs, who were trying to three-peat. They literally just beat on them from the minute the kickoff started to the end of the final quarter. It wasn't close. If I was a Chiefs fan, that would have been pretty disappointing. Thankful I wasn't a Chiefs fan. But that's where I'm at. So I like to do realistic or passionate, realistic, and honest content. So this is kind of my attempt at being passionate and realistic and honest. And so I want to honestly share with you about this list, okay? About this list. So the Eagles, I mean, what are we going to say? Reigning Super Bowl champions, have a good enough quarterback, good to great wide receiver core, probably still arguably the best running back in the NFL. And if you're talking about fantasy, everyone keeps talking about Bijan Robinson is going to be number one. That is crazy talk, in my opinion. I do not think he's going to be the number one back in fantasy football. I would take Barkley or Gibbs over him any day of the week. Okay. But the Philadelphia Eagles, that defense is ferocious, absolutely ferocious. So I don't understand. I literally don't understand how people cannot have the Eagles at number one on their list. And even as a Packers fan, with all the changes and additions, I can't go there. I just can't. Because even though I'm passionate and I'm a fan, I'm just saying we're not better than the Eagles. They smoked us in week 1 of the playoffs this year. That's what happened. It doesn't matter what you say. That's exactly what happened. And there's teams like, oh, congratulations. You played one more week than us, because all these teams that didn't, especially Bears fans. And it's like, I don't know if you guys know this, because this is whenever someone says that, it's just the dumbest response. It's like, we're happy we didn't make the playoffs, so we didn't have to lose first week. Well, in order to win a Super Bowl, you got to make the playoffs. So was I disappointed that we lost? Yeah, absolutely. We lost to the Super Bowl champs, everyone. We lost to the Super Bowl champs. That's what happened. So if anyone wants to argue number one, go right ahead. If you're not saying that the Eagles walking into this season is not the best team, it's like, I don't know where your argument's coming from. None. That team is absolutely stellar, top to bottom. Has coaching as well, okay? So, number 2, and this is where I'm getting so much flack online. It's hilarious. I thought I would get flack for number 3 or number 5, but the Detroit Lions, to me, still are elite. And everyone is saying the same thing. No, they lost their offensive coordinator, their defensive coordinator. There's no way they're going to be this good. And I want to push back a little bit. They didn't lose their head coach, everyone. The Detroit Lions would run through a wall for their head coach, Campbell. Dan Campbell is an absolute superstar of a human being in the way of motivator, passionate, grit, hard nose. He loves his players. He loves the team. I don't know what else to say. So yeah, you lost your Glenn and defensive coordinator Glenn, and you lost Ben Johnson to the Bears. Okay. Cool. Fair. But you know that Dan Campbell's still there, right? You know that they've brought in some new offensive and defensive coordinators. And my assumption, like many of yours has been, mine is different. I'm assuming they hired well. You're assuming they hired duds. And you're assuming that Dan Campbell and the management don't know what they're doing. I would disagree with that statement. Where have they gotten worse? I guess on the O-line a little bit, maybe just because of injury. But that team assembled is now healthy. And that's where I say a healthy Lions team is very tough. And so I still have them up there. Now, you can say, Rev Trev, how can you say that? The Washington Commanders beat the Lions. They beat an unhealthy Lions. The amount of injuries they had and still went all the way that they went? Are you kidding me? So maybe, Washington Commanders fans should be mad at me for sure. They should be mad at me for sure. 100%. That you might say that's disrespectful. Let's be honest. You're not going to win that game if Aiden Hutchinson and all the other guys are there. It would have been Detroit versus Philly, NFC Championship game. That's what it would have happened. I don't know what you want me to tell you. You know it. I know it. Detroit fans know it. I'm not even a Detroit fan, and I know it. Other people watching this going, they're just too injured. Washington has a chance, and they did have a chance, and they took advantage of their opportunity. So I have Detroit number 2. I think they're better than everyone else. Now, Packers fans are really upset at me about this. And it's like, okay, let's transition to my third pick, which is Green Bay. And honestly, for me, this is a massive and bold pick. I don't even know, there's part of me going, Rev Trev, I think you're going a little too hard here, a little too passionate. Is this a realistic take? And maybe it's not. Maybe it's not, because how do I say this in a way? I might be dreaming a bit here. And it's not because I don't like this team. It's not because I don't like the system, the coach. I'll tell you why I have Green Bay as 3, and it might be generous. I think the Green Bay Packers additions have been phenomenal. From the draft, Golden and Belton and different key players there, to Micah Parsons. Have you heard about that addition? Losing Kenny Clark sucks. No doubt about it. It's not what I was hoping. Okay. But to get Micah Parsons is awesome. And I understand the hype and the excitement by us Packers fans. I believe we've kind of gone a little too far, if you ask me. The amount of us that think that the Packers are no doubt about it going to be in the Super Bowl and winning a Super Bowl. Is it possible? Yes, it's very possible. For sure, it's possible. Will they do it? I'm not sure. We're literally jumping from a wild card team 2 years in a row to the Super Bowl. I'm hoping so. Don't get me wrong. I'm cheering for that to happen. It's just a big jump. It's a big jump. And it all depends on injuries. It all depends on production. And our critics, our biggest critics, it's not about the Micah Parsons trade. Most people are just jealous that we got him and they didn't. And the Cowboys, in my estimation, are crazy to do it. Maybe they know something we don't. But so far, Parsons on a Hall of Fame career projections in his first 4 years, double-digit sacks every year. We're talking 12, 13, 13 and a half, 14. That's what he's gotten. That is going to be awesome. Gary on one side, Parsons on the other. It's going to be crazy. Okay? But the biggest criticisms is Jordan Love. Year 1, Jordan Love was incredible. He was the gunslinger. He did things that we were like, wow, he exceeded my expectations. Year 2, he got injured. He played through an injury, and everybody, and I mean everybody, has written him off. And my Bears fans are saying that Jordan Love is mid. That's just not true. He was mid last year because he was middle of the pack. But he also played through an injury. He also led our team to a playoff performance again. And the team as a whole and Jordan Love were not good enough to make noise in the playoffs. Jordan Love is healthy. The only injury he has is to his non-throwing hand, and he said he'll be good to go. He says if it was his throwing hand, it would be a problem. But because it's his left, it's not going to be a problem. Our run game, Josh Jacobs, is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. You got Tucker Kraft. What if Musgrave does something? And then you got this defense. The only weakness on defense, in my opinion, is cornerback, and if they can hold up. But I mean, our safeties are great. Our linebackers are very good. Quay Walker, McDuffie, and you got Edgerrin Cooper, my man, the guy, the legend in my books. Rookie season, I don't think he's going to have a sophomore slump. I'll tell you that for free. And then you add Parsons to this lineup, and you're like, yeah, but you lost Kenny Clark. It's like, yeah, he's been in the league for 10 years. Great human, great teammate. Didn't want to see him go, but had to let him go to make this deal happen. You gotta make the move to do it. Parsons can be an elite difference maker, everyone. So that's why I have Green Bay taking it to the next step, and we're third at this stage. People, I get it. I get you're excited, and I get that the other people are like, you guys are out to lunch. And you might still think, Trevor, Green Bay at 3 is out to lunch. Yeah, you might be right. But this is my list, and I think the new additions equals that we're now contenders. We're in the conversation. And week 1, we play Detroit at Lambeau. If we win that game, you think it's been insufferable having Parsons come? Wait till week 1. If we pull off a victory against Detroit, this fan base is going to go next level crazy. They are. Now, number 4, Washington Commanders fans, like I said, should be upset that after making the NFC Championship game and going where they're going, why aren't they higher on this list? And there's an argument to be said. This is a very good team. McLaurin is back. They got rid of Brian Thomas Jr. They think the running backs that they have, is it why is his name? It's the hyphenated name. He's gonna step in. Is it Rodriguez is gonna step in? These are some of the things, right? So there's some not question marks there. Question marks at running back, but maybe they think they improved. They shipped them out, guys. They shipped them out for like peanuts to go to the 49ers, right? And then I just think Jaden Daniels, I think he's the real deal. I think he's fantastic. And I think that defense is pretty good. So I still kept him at 4. Just by my logic, you might be saying, well, you should have kept him at 2. I think Detroit's better than you, healthy. I think they are. And now with our additions, I'm just putting us slightly ahead of you, okay? Now, the Minnesota Vikings, this one's the hardest one. I didn't know if I should keep them at 5. There was a couple other teams that I felt like were really good and arguably could be in that 5 spot, okay? Could be in that 5 spot. But ultimately, I just went with Minnesota because, honestly, I know that everyone's concerned about their wide receiver core, right? I get it. You're concerned about the wide receiver core. But JJ's still there and healthy. Addison's, he's healthy. He's just on a 3-game suspension. Naylor, you can't really, I don't think he's fully healthy or can be trusted. And you went and got Thielen. I think going to get Thielen was a great idea. Now you've got a better run game. You've got Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason. That is a great combo. We know that your defense is legitimate. By the way, passing game, you still have Hawkinson if he can stay healthy. The other thing that we're not talking about is the big KOC, Kevin O'Connell. Guys, he is absolutely phenomenal. And again, if you want to get one of these shirts, there's the big KOC shirt right there. You can go get. It's fantastic. Okay, so the only thing is everything rests on this second-year player, which I would consider a rookie still, J.J. McCarthy. And from all signs, it looks like he's really good. Is he just good in preseason? Is he good in, is he got great chemistry? It's like, at the end of the day, just throw the ball to JJ. Hand the ball off to Aaron Jones or Mason. Throw the ball to Hawkinson. And guess what? Adam Thielen is old as dirt and still good. Still good. I don't know. And then Addison comes back and Naylor gets healthy. And this team looks really good. So I can't have them outside of the top 5, even though there's huge question marks. Huge question marks. So, some of the other teams that people have been talking a lot about are the LA Rams. They believe that they're going to win their division. Stafford, Puka, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, that defense of theirs. I don't know. I don't know if I'm there yet. I do think the 49ers are going to be better than people think. I do think that, McCaffrey healthy, guys, changes everything. Seahawks, if they've improved their O-line, they could be dangerous. I like that Sam Darnold landed there. That I think Sam Darnold's an upgrade on Geno Smith. That team's pretty good. I mean, they have Cooper Kupp and JSN now, and then Horton as their third. That rookie has just been sensational. You've got the combo of Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker the third. That's a fantastic offense that way. If they can have decent O-line play, they can make some noise because that defense can every once in a while win some games. Like, that's a tough division. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that division. I think I would have the Rams as number 1 at the moment, but I just don't think it. And then a lot of people think the Cardinals are going to be a lot better this season. We'll see. The other one is who's going to win the other division: Saints, Bucks, Falcons, or Panthers. Now, right now it's got to be Bucks versus Falcons, but that division still looks weak to me. I would say you'd have to give the edge to Tampa Bay, so they could be arguably 5 on this list and be legitimately there. Bucky Irving, Rashad White, good, Mayfield with still got Mike Evans and Ekblad and Ibaka. No, Ekblad is the Florida Panthers defenseman. That's hilarious. That defense of theirs can get after you as well. They played really well last year. I don't know. I just think they're a little, if you were saying Minnesota versus Tampa, like that's a tough one. And maybe I should have given the nod to the Tampa Bay Bucks and Buccaneers, but that's where I'm at. So yes, exactly. Ekbuka. Yeah. Ekbuka. Right. So thank you, Andy. Thank you. That's a good team. That's a very good team. So definitely honorable mention. So I would say Rams, Bucks, honorable mentions for sure. What are the Giants going to do? They have a good defense. Looks like they've established a decent running game. Neighbors, depending on how the quarterback play happens, they might be okay. I don't know. It's going to be tough. Tough to have 3 good teams in that division. You know what I'm saying? So Dallas, I think Dallas is I don't know. Maybe Dallas is going to be winning shootout games. I'm not sure. So I'm not worried about the Micah Parsons injury at all. Not at all. So we'll see. We'll find out. But I'm not worried at this stage. A lot of people. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Now, I don't know. You post in mine, okay? You let me know. Only your top 2 might be correct. You know what, Ram? That's totally fine. Please post in the comments who you think. Who's your top 5? I have no problem saying that I could be wrong. I just highly doubt it. I highly doubt I'm going to be wrong. But yes, and Andy, you're right. Don't forget about the Falcons. I don't want to forget about the Falcons. I think they're fantastic. especially with Penix. Again, I'm wondering how he's going to do, but he's been in the system for a while. I just think that whole team, like their defense is not great. And that's probably why I faded the Falcons or forgot about them. No, I didn't forget about them. I faded the Falcons. I think Tampa Bay's better than them at this stage. But crazier things have been done. They've moved off of Kirk Cousins and went to Penix Jr. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's where I've got it, everyone. This is my thing. And I wanted to get on here and defend a little bit of why. This is arguable. All this is arguable, right? This is all subjective at this point. We're about to find out. So Ram says Eagles, Lions, Rams, Packers, Bucks. Okay, I'm fair. That's fine. That's fine. Man. That's disrespectful to the Washington Commanders, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Totally. Go Pack, go all day. Good to see you, man. Excited to have you here. Yeah, no, this has been an interesting one to think about. I do think that this is great, and it should be a really, really fun season. I mean, get your popcorn ready. Starts Thursday night, and then everything begins this weekend, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. Cannot wait for this season to start. It's going to be an absolute blast. Absolute blast. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to call it a day. By the way, before I do that, reminder, the amount of TikToks that I produce is really, really crazy. So if you're on TikTok, make sure you do that as well. I also post it as YouTube shorts on X, on those, and then Facebook Reels as well. So make sure you follow me on the different socials. Packers look way better this season. I think their additions help us launch up. These are realistic. Donnie Diamonds is saying that these are realistic picks, and if Donnie Diamonds thinks that, then I know I'm close to reality here. Okay, because he's a smart man. All right, thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate you joining and being a part of this. Again, reminder, if you want to buy these shirts, I've designed these shirts and they're available now. There's one for the Vikings, for the Bears, for the Packers, and for the Detroit Lions. Looking forward to it. And on Wednesday, we're going to be going live, 9:30 p.m., Freezing Floor podcast. It is NFL Outdated. You got to follow Andy on NFL Outdated and to get that. I usually retweet it on X, just a reminder. Last question. The biggest question mark for the Packers is the wide receiver coach. Okay. That's a fair statement. But Watson will be back soon, and think about that. Golden, Reed, Watson, Dobbs, Wicks, got the tight ends. It just keeps going. I just love our depth. Okay. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here. Appreciate you. And of course, always, go Pack, go.
NFC